Offering help does not always mean it will be accepted or will have any real effect. No matter how noble your intention may be, reaching out to someone who is not motivated to change can end up being a futile gesture or even harmful to yourself. Stoicism teaches us that we should not waste our energy trying to transform those who do not want to be transformed. True wisdom lies in recognizing the limits of our influence over others and understanding that the desire for change must come from within the person. When we insist on helping someone who is not ready, we risk becoming frustrated, emotionally drained, and compromising our own serenity. Epictetus famously said that it is not events themselves that disturb us, but the way we react to them. Therefore, it is much healthier to accept that we cannot control another person's will and to redirect our attention toward what we truly can change, our own actions and choices. Saying no to certain people is not an act of selfishness, but one of self-preservation. Stoicism upholds self-discipline as an essential virtue for protecting our mental health. By refusing relationships that drain our energy or are inherently toxic, we assert our self-respect and prioritize connections that genuinely contribute to our growth. The power of saying no is not just in rejecting a situation or a person, but in affirming our commitment to personal well-being and inner peace. It is a deliberate act of control over our own life, aligning with the Stoic principle of focusing only on what is within our power. In doing so, we protect ourselves from emotional harm and ensure that our time and energy are invested in people and pursuits that nurture rather than deplete our spirit. Before insisting on helping someone, it is crucial to recognize clear signs that indicate the person is not open to change. These signs often manifest as deep attachment to false narratives, persistent victimhood, resistance to constructive criticism, and a chronic lack of personal responsibility. Stoicism teaches us to focus only on what is within our control, and the willingness of another person to change is not one of those things. Attempting to assist someone who refuses to acknowledge their own role in their struggles can be an exhausting and ultimately fruitless endeavor. Recognizing these indicators early allows us to act wisely, conserving our emotional energy and redirecting it toward more meaningful and receptive relationships. The Stoic path is not about fixing others, but about mastering ourselves and maintaining clarity in our interactions. Imposing healthy boundaries is a fundamental practice in Stoicism. It requires the discernment to recognize when a relationship or interaction is detrimental to our well-being and the strength to say no without guilt. Setting limits is not an act of hostility. Rather, it is an expression of self-discipline and respect for one's own emotional space. Stoicism reminds us that our time and energy are finite resources, and allowing manipulative, toxic, or consistently negative individuals to consume them can derail us from our pursuit of virtue and inner peace. By establishing boundaries, we ensure that our lives remain aligned with our values and that our relationships are mutually supportive rather than parasitic. Saying no is, therefore, a Stoic affirmation of our autonomy, allowing us to protect our serenity and invest in connections that foster growth and wisdom. It can be incredibly frustrating to watch someone you care about squander their talents and potential, especially when they seem indifferent to the passage of time and the opportunities slipping by. Stoicism teaches us the importance of living intentionally, understanding that our present actions shape our future selves. However, some individuals resist planning ahead, preferring instead to remain passive or dependent on others for guidance and motivation. They may possess remarkable abilities, yet lack the initiative to apply them, becoming trapped in cycles of procrastination and superficial inspiration, watching motivational content without ever taking meaningful action. This stagnation keeps them from progressing, while those around them who see their potential feel powerless to instigate change. The Stoic response is to recognize that while we can offer encouragement, we cannot force others to act. Our responsibility lies in embodying the virtues of diligence and foresight ourselves, serving as examples rather than saviors. Some individuals seem perpetually trapped in the shadows of life, always focusing on the negative aspects of every situation. Unlike the Stoics, who cultivated resilience and gratitude even in the face of adversity, these people dwell solely on what is wrong, ignoring the beauty and opportunities that life also offers. While it is natural and healthy to acknowledge both positive and negative emotions, an exclusive focus on negativity creates a downward spiral of despair, hopelessness, and self-sabotage. These individuals often become masters at identifying problems but blind to solutions, seeing only obstacles where there could be growth. Helping them becomes exceedingly difficult as their mindset resists any attempt to shift their perspective. Stoicism reminds us that suffering often arises not from events themselves but from our interpretations of them. If someone chooses to see only darkness, they may need to find their own light before any external support can truly make a difference. Our role, therefore, is to recognize when stepping back is the wisest course, protecting our own emotional health while allowing them the space to confront and hopefully overcome their inner struggles. Ultimately, Stoicism teaches that the journey towards self-respect, authenticity, and inner peace involves difficult but necessary choices. Among them, the courage to say no to those who threaten our emotional well-being. The Stoic path is not about abandoning compassion, but about applying it wisely, knowing when our help is constructive and when it merely enables dysfunction. By defining clear boundaries, we protect our serenity and foster relationships that are reciprocal and uplifting. Epictetus emphasized that it is not external events, but our judgments about them that shape our emotional states. Thus, we must prioritize our own mental clarity and integrity over the futile pursuit of changing others who are unwilling or unready. In doing so, we cultivate a life rooted in self-discipline, wisdom, and purposeful action, remaining steadfast amid life's complexities and aligning ourselves with what truly nourishes the soul. An essential but often overlooked aspect of Stoic wisdom is the practice of letting go, releasing the need to control others' journeys and accepting that each person must face their own challenges in their own time. This detachment is not cold indifference, but a profound respect for the autonomy of others and for the natural course of life. Trying to rescue someone who is unwilling to change often leads to frustration, resentment, and emotional exhaustion. The Stoics remind us that peace comes from focusing on what lies within our control, our attitudes, actions, and choices. By letting go of the illusion that we can or must save everyone, we free ourselves to live with greater serenity and purpose. This act of release honors both our own boundaries and the dignity of others to walk their own paths, even if that means making mistakes or enduring hardships. True wisdom lies in knowing when to extend a hand and when to simply step aside. If this message resonated with you and helped clarify how to protect your emotional well-being while navigating your relationships, don't forget to leave a like. It really supports our work and helps us reach more people who might benefit from these reflections. Also, consider sharing this video with friends or anyone who you think could use this reminder about the importance of setting healthy boundaries. And of course, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future content about Stoicism, personal growth, and emotional resilience. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep cultivating wisdom and serenity in your life.